Good morning, everyone. I'm Jennifer Thibodeau-Sands, and I have Karthik with me, and I want to welcome you to our fourth session of the Legislative Advocacy Series. We are going to get started in just a few minutes. I'm going to give people a chance to finish getting logged in. And this is the moment where I confess I got all wrapped up in some work and missed the halftime show yesterday. Did anybody see it? Enjoy it? And I'm really curious, did Green Day play? Or was that just like
I enjoyed it.
you enjoyed it?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
so good. Yes, I saw it. I'm
Mhm.
seeing
it
some
was
people in
good.
the
Yeah,
chat.
it
Green
was
Day played
awesome.
before the game. Okay. So was Green Day on like camera or was it just okay, both were great. All right. I'll be looking for those. Thanks for the feedback. Poor Tracy. I'm guessing all did not go as late as you preferred. So fair enough.
Yeah, Karthik's aunt lives in New Hampshire, so they were not happy either.
Oh,
Right, bud?
Right.
Morning, though.
so Karthik, were you
Yeah.
a compassionate nephew or were you did you rub it into your aunt's face a little
Oh,
bit?
I have not rubbed it. No, I have not.
That's nice. Hello, is it Furman, Salvador? I I got my start in Waukegan. That's where my I was born and my early days were there. So greetings from Bloomington to Waukegan, my home space.
Huh?
And I want to just go ahead and let everybody know a few housekeeping things. We are recording the meeting, and we will send this out along with the notes and a link to the presentation within a week. Please keep yourself muted while our presenter is talking. But if you have any questions, jot them down because we will have a question and answer period at the end. We'd love for you to ask or share anything at that time. And we have captioning available. I believe we have our captioner here.
Yes, sorry, we've had some issues with the right link. I was on the wrong links. We said I'll post in the chat the stream text link as soon as I get that.
Wonderful. Thank you. So be looking in the chat for that link if you want to have live captioning. And then just as always, be respectful. I would like to introduce you to Karthik Ramalingam. He is our speaker today. He has a Bachelor of Arts in Legal Studies from the University of Illinois in Springfield. He is an H&R Block Tax Preparer Certificate. He has a hands-on experience with legal documentation preparation, e-filing, client communications, and government affairs support. He's done internships with a private attorney and a state representative's office. He has practical experience supporting legal and legislative offices. He's been an Illinois Justice Corps volunteer and an Illinois Partners in Policymaking graduate. A few words to know before we get started. A witness slip is a public record of our opinion on a bill. Legislature is the part of our government that represents us and creates laws. A bill is a formal suggestion for a law, and a law is an official government rule. A committee is a group of people that meet together for a specific purpose. Proponent means being for a bill that you want it to pass. Opponent means being against a bill that you do not want it to pass. And no opinion on merits means that you don't want to state an opinion at this time. And we'll do a little knowledge check here. Feel free to put it in the chat or just think the answers in your mind. We'll go over the answers again at the end of the presentation. First one is, why do we submit witness slips? Where do we submit witness slips? What does proponent mean? And what does opponent mean?
Thank you for it. And you go to the they you guys usually send out with this list, so I just throw it out there and we give them at the Illinois Illinois website and get one that way too.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, I am going to turn things over to Karthik, and he'll get us the information on all this.
Thank you, Jennifer. And my name is Karthik Ramalingam, and I deeply believe in advocacy, and I am very excited about today's presentation. In this presentation, I'll start with a quick overview about how a bill becomes a law, and then talk about one way we can each be an important part of that process, which is completing a witness slip. Here is, and then next slide. Here is a brief overview of our legislators. At the federal level, the United States Congress is responsible for passing laws. At the state level, the Illinois General Assembly is responsible for passing laws. Today, we will focus on our state legislature. Next slide. What next? A bill is a formal suggestion for a law. It starts with an idea. Anyone can have the idea, including you or me. Right there. Or me. It's then put into formal language by an agency called the Legislative Reference Bureau. Every bill needs to be sponsored by a senator and a representative. There are usually many co-sponsors in each chamber. Then the bill goes through a strict set of steps. I will share the main ones in the next slide. If it gets the votes to pass through each step, it becomes a law. Next slide. Here are the main steps of that formal process. The bill is introduced in one of the chambers, either the House or the Senate. Sometimes it's introduced to both at the same time. When it's introduced, the bill title and number are read out loud, and then it's assigned to a committee. The committee discusses the bill. They have meetings called hearings that are open to the public. This is when we can submit witness slips to give our opinion. The committee can make changes to the bill, which are called amendments. There needs to be a vote in order for the bill to pass committee. If it passes, the bill goes back to the chamber where they discuss it some more, maybe make some more changes and take votes. If the first chamber votes yes, it moves to the other chamber and repeats all the same steps. So if it starts in the House and passes, it will go to the Senate side. If it passes both the House and the Senate, they combine any changes they have been made into one bill and send it on to the governor. If the governor agrees, they sign the bill into law. If the governor vetoes or says no, the General Assembly can override the governor's decision if 3/5 of the legislature vote yes. That doesn't happen a lot, but it can. We have a link in the chat and here in the slides where you can get a diagram that shows the whole process. And next, yes, here is the diagram of the whole legislative, how a bill becomes a law process. So yeah, you start with the bill drafted by the Legislative Bureau, and then it gets introduced, and then it gets read, and then it gets assigned to a substantive committee, and then hearings, and then recommend for do pass or do not pass, and then full house votes to discharge, and then read second time, and then read third time and voted on, and it bill gets sent to the Senate, and then it gets sent to the second house, and then bill draft, and then as you can see, it does the same process all over again, and then it gets down to the review rule to the conference committee, recommends a compromise version of the bill. If both houses agree, it goes to the governor, and the governor places any kind of veto on the bill or approves the bill, and then if the governor approves, it becomes a law. Is that good? I think. And the next slide. And here is the legislative calendar. If the House and Senate have calendars that show the days the legislators work in Springfield, that's called being in session. They also show the deadlines for the steps in the legislative process. We have links to both of their spring 2026 calendars, and we'll put those in the chat. Let's take a look at them together. And here's the spring 2026 count, the January count for the House. As you can see, the House and Senate LRB request date was January 16th. That's in red there, because that's the date in red there. And in the House calendar, the days our legislators are in Springfield are in yellow. So you can see those were January 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And the other work days are when they work in their district offices. The deadlines for different parts of the legislative process are in red. The Senate, and then we can go to the Senate calendar. Thank you, Jennifer. And the Senate calendar shows their legislative session days in blue. Deadlines are white letters in black boxes. And the Senate calendar also lists deadlines out at the bottom of each month. The House and Senate also have their schedules that show when their committee hearings are happening. They look the same, so we'll just look at the Senate hearing schedule. Oh yeah, there. Perfect, there. There. And the House Senate hearing schedule. There are sections for a daily calendar. For the daily calendar, the session schedule showing whether they're in session or not and when the next session day is. The hearing schedules where you can see what committees are scheduled for today, this week, this month, or within a range of dates you want to check. That's the date range there. And we can use this to help us with witness slips. Then it links to the Senate calendar for the current session and finally shows when the veto session is. Next, we'll talk about witness slips and how to fill them out. What is a witness slip? A witness slip is the public record of the position a person or organization takes on a bill being discussed in a committee hearing. They are important because they show if you are for or against a bill or if you don't have an opinion you want to share. They inform the legislators about public opinion. They're read during the committee hearing and they remain part of the official record. How to submit, next slide, how to submit a witness slip. Now I'll show you how to fill one out. And next slide. This is the Illinois General Assembly homepage. We found a A consumer protection bill to use here as an example. It's Senate Bill 2737, and if passed, it would require grocery stores in Illinois to make their coupons available in paper form in different places in the store. This helps protect against consumer fraud and make sure the coupons are accessible to everyone. Before we move on, I want to let you know that we're going to look at a lot of screenshots with instructions and tips on them. I felt overwhelmed looking at this many screenshots at first, but now when you are doing this online, once you get to the witness slip, it's just one form and it's simple to complete once you've done it a time or two. It's possible you could receive a call to action from an organization requesting you support a bill that matters to them. They often include links directly to the witness slips. But if you have to find the slip yourself, you could put the bill number in the search bar of the ILGA homepage. Or if you don't know the bill number, you could look at the Senate, House, and schedule circled in red here. There. See how the schedules are circled in red there. And then clicking on the link will bring you to the schedule page we looked at earlier. And click on the hearing schedule tab until you find the committee hearing you're looking for, which is the month tab there. And then click the details box. This takes you to the hearing details page for that committee hearing. As you scroll down a little, you'll come to a section called Bills Assigned to Hearing, which is right there. If you want more information about this bill, take like the bill's status, full text, or record of votes or witness slips, you could take on the bill number circled in purple here. Click on the purple circle there. You'll see two icons under the words witness slip. The first looks like a page. That's the view witness slips icon. We'll come back to this later. The plus sign is what you click on to create your witness slip. It's circled in red here. It's that red plus icon. And now we're at the witness slip form. There are 4 sections: identification, representation, position, and testimony. Then 3 clicks to submit the form. The identification part is easy. You put in your information, your name and address first. So you just type your name and your street address and your city and your state and your zip code. And then you see firm/business or agency and then title. For those two, you almost always put not applicable. The only time you'd put a firm or your title in would be if you are officially representing an organization. You'll know that you should do this because your employer or organization leader will tell you to. Then you type in your personal email and phone number. You must put something in each of the fields in this section or the witness slip won't submit. That's why we use not applicable for 2 of them. And next slide. We just went to a new slide, but when you're filling this out yourself, you'll just scroll down a little. For representation, you can leave this blank or type self. This is another field where you would only fill out if your job or organization leader asked you to, but this one isn't a required field, so you can leave it blank if you want. The position section has 5 steps, but they're also simple once you understand them. Step 1, you click on the Add Legislation box. It will give you a drop-down menu. For step 2, you choose the legislation. For this bill, there's only one choice, original bill, so we choose that. There may be other choices for other committee hearings further in the process. A call to action may tell you what to select. If you're unsure, you can reach out to the Going Home staff to help you. For step 3, you click on the add position box. Step 4 can be the trickiest sometimes, because the way a bill is worded can be confusing. This is where finding a plain language version of the bill can help, or looking at the call to action you may have received. Again, you can always check with the Going Home staff at the Arc of Illinois to help explain. If you are for the bill, you will choose proponent. If you are against the bill, you don't want it to pass, you choose opponent. Sometimes people don't want to share their opinion yet, but do want the committee to know that they care about the topic. That's what no position on merits is good for. Step 5, once you've selected your position, you'll need to click add position to lock your choice in. This will show up under your legislation positions. And next, you'll select what type of testimony you are providing. On a witness slip, the testimony is the type of statement you are making. Most people will choose record of appearance only. This means you are showing up and giving a position, but you aren't making a spoken or written statement. I'll talk about the other 2 options in a few moments. Once your witness slip is done, you need to click 3 things. And next slide. Is it 3 things? First is the I agree to the ILGA terms of agreement. Then you'll click the box that proves you aren't a robot. Then click submit witness slip. If nothing happens after you click the last one, scroll back up the form. You'll probably see something in red that needs to be fixed. Then scroll back down and click these 3 things again. This will take you to the witness slip information screen. Wait, Jennifer? There. This will take you to the witness. It tells the witness slip has been created and that it was sent to your email address. You can then create another witness slip or click I am finished. And if you're finished, you click that. Or if you want to create another one, you click the create another slip. Congratulations, you've now completed a witness slip and have been part of a process that creates laws. Yeah, next slide. How written and oral testimonies are handled. Now let's go back to the witness slip form. If you're going to speak in the committee hearing, you'll probably be working with a group that will help you get ready for that. They will tell you to click oral in person in the testimony section. If you want to give a written statement like a personal story or some information you think the committee needs to read, you'll follow the same steps you would for emailing legislators. The only difference is you will address the body of the email to whoever the committee chairperson is and and members of the committee. Then you'll email it to the committee chairperson. If you do that, choose written statement filed. When you complete your witness slip here, and next slide, please. To view the recorded witness slips, if you're like many of us, you may want to see your name in the list to feel proud of how you advocated or just confirm everything went through all right. You can do this by going back to the hearing details page and clicking on the view witness slip icon. This takes you to the hearing results page where you could see in our example, both me and Jennifer's names are here. My name is circled there in red and Jennifer's name is up there. and next slide, please. And now it's time for our knowledge check. Why do we submit witness slips? To let the committee members know our opinion on a bill. Where do we submit a witness slip? The witness slip link is on the committee hearing details page, ilga.org website. What does proponent mean? To be for/support a bill. And what does opponent mean? To be against/oppose a bill. And next slide. And if anyone has any question, now we have a few minutes for questions and answers. Feel free to type your questions in the chat or raise your hand so one of us can call on you. Jennifer. There. 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 That was.
Now I have to unmute. We have a question in the chat from Michelle. How do you track what bills are being considered?
Yes, you can go. Oh yes, you could tell the opinion of why it's important for people it's important for people with disabilities to participate in submitting witness slips because it lets the legislators know our opinions on the bills that matter to us, whether it's a bill considering something for disability rights or disability service funding. We can let them know that we really support those ideas, and and we can and we can and we can and we can really be able to use our voices to speak out on these important issues. And does
Thank
anyone
you so much. And then Michelle's question about tracking. Karthik, do you have a way that you track bills?
Not, yeah, I mean, you can track them by still going back to the ILGA website and clicking on the different. If you know what your bill, what the bill number is, you can type that into the top of the screen, and you can type and you can search for it there.
Great, thank you. They if you type the bill number in the search bar, you'll end up
Right,
on that screen that
right,
we showed, and you can click and
right,
then it'll show your status.
right,
There's a
right,
few different organizations and website out there that
right.
you can follow and we'll track them for you,
Mhm.
but I don't have them offhand. If somebody has one that you really like, feel free to drop it in
Yeah,
the chat
yeah.
for us. All right. Is this the only way to submit a witness slip, or is there another way we can do
I think
it?
this is the only way I mean, unless Jennifer, you know any other, this is the only way that I've just been taught. So, I think this is really the only way is through the ilga.org website, but unless there is any other way, I'm not
Yep.
sure what it is.
Back in the day,
Yeah,
when I was like in Springfield,
yeah,
I was at some event where it was like we were packed in like sardines throughout the whole building, and they were
yeah.
passing out these little bitty papers that like literal slips where we checked opponent, proponent, and that. So I don't know, Gary, maybe you can tell us or someone else that's been there if we have
Oh, okay. This says on the app.
if you can still do it when you're there in person, but I think online, this is the only way. But those calls to action, a lot of times with emails, they might have a direct link. Let's
Right.
see. Savannah says on the Epic website, we have an advocacy area where we can submit slips that directly impact us. Thank you, Savannah. I will be checking that out. And we've got a link right here, Savannah
Oh,
shared.
okay.
So we'll make sure to include those with
Sure, sure,
the recording in the show notes.
sure.
Let's see, another question. Is there a way to search bills by topic or just
Oh yeah,
numbers?
that is a really good question. I think there is a way, right, to search by if you type your topic in the search bar. I think it'll create a list of those topics. I think. I'm not we should try that and see.
Yes, you can definitely put that in. One tip is to put
Yeah.
it in as, oh, Savannah put another link,
Okay.
legislation status equals introduced. Um,
Okay.
if you're putting in for a bill, make sure to put quotes around if it's like, let's for instance, plain language.
Yeah.
Um, you'll want to put plain language in quotes, otherwise you'll get every bill that has the word plain and
Mhm.
then every bill that has the word language.
Right.
So there's some tips like that to try to narrow it down. When you're on the website, the far right corner, you can start your own account.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, if you do, it'll keep a history of like what witness slips that you have done. In the old site, there was a way to follow bills that you wanted to. I
Right.
was never successful about getting
Oh,
that to work. And I'm not sure how that is this time. So again, that's another thing to maybe check out. Um, I will say, as we said, this is just for the state. On the federal level, when there's a bill, we
yeah.
don't have a way to do witness slips. And so, what I'm told the best thing to do is as you're watching bills,
Yeah.
pay attention to when they're coming up for committee hearings. If you don't have a
Mhm.
call to action, the best time to call the senator's or representative's office is a day or two before the committee hearing, and
Mhm.
you can leave a message with their staffer, um, and then you can always send an email at that time.
Mhm.
Rio has shared a Find Your Members in the
Yes,
U.S.
yes,
Congress link in the
yeah.
chat.
That is great. That is a great yes, that is a great resource for being able to tell who our members of Congress are.
And then I'm scrolling just to make sure that we have everything. Karthik, I don't know if you're seeing the chat or not, but you've
I am,
got, okay, good, because you've got some nice notes saying how well you did, which I agree.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think if nobody else has any other questions, then we will move on. And I need to share my screen again. All right. It did not like what I did.
Mhm.
All right. It is telling me that I am sharing it in another screen.
Mhm.
Try this.
Let me know if you want me to share my screen. I have it pulled up as well.
Okay, I think I'll try one more, and if it doesn't, nope. Rio, why don't you go ahead, because this is the first time I've done a presentation from this particular
Mhm.
program, and I'm still getting used to it.
Okay, that's just our contact info for me and Jennifer and Rio. And coming up next, we have crafting an elevator speech on February 17th at 10 a.m. and arranging a meeting with your legislator on February 23rd at 10 a.m. and discussing political issues with civility on March 2nd at 10 a.m. and how a bill becomes a law at the federal and state levels on March 9th at 10 a.m. Next slide. We will send out meeting recording slides, resources, and vocabulary words after the session. And thank you.
I'll toss in here also a thank you to our sponsor, the ICDD. I really
Yes.
appreciate you sponsoring this for Speak Up, Speak Out. And we are working on getting some really short videos. We had one of Karthik that went out. I don't know. Did anybody see it? Raise your hand if you saw it on social media. And we've got one ready. Megan Norlin
Yeah.
of Insil is going to be our speaker next week, and we've got hers almost ready to go out. So be paying attention to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and maybe share that with some other people so that they can come and hear about crafting an elevator speech.
Okay.
Rio, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that after you close out of this meeting, a short survey is going to pop up, and it's just going to ask you to give us some feedback about the session, what you liked, if there was anything that we should add, if you have any comments, and also if you're interested in connecting further with the work of the Going Home Coalition or the ARC. So please fill that out so we can collect some data and know how we're doing.
And
As always, if you have any questions or have any recommendations or anything, email any one of us. We're happy to hear that. Hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you next
everyone.
week.
Thank you. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.